Guardian Roadside Solutions is ready to help with your roadside emergencies serving the greater Cleveland area. They have the knowledge and experience to get you back on the move quickly with staff available 24/7 to help with flat tires, tire damage, changes, fuel delivery, vehicle lockouts, dead battery, or new battery installs. If you find yourself or someone you know in this situation, call a Guardian at 440-833-6000.
96% of adults go to work hungover the day after a holiday party. New Year's has the worst statistics, with almost 58% of highway deaths being alcohol-related. 40% of highway deaths during the holidays are alcohol-related. This holiday, stay home, stay at a friend's or a family's house. Be safe this holiday season. Don't drink and drive.
We'll warn you right now, things may get a little fucked up and crazy.
What's even worse is I had a kid come in, and I was shitting in the urinal, and he came in, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
But if that's something you're into, then Mikes and Men is the show for you. The boys are going to cover it all without holding back. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and you could learn a thing or two. It's Mikes and Men, only on CBW.
So much time bitching and sitting on my ass, stuffing my face with pizza, jerking off and feeling sad. There's gotta be more to life than self-pity and feeling alone. This town has gone to hell, and now I finally feel at home. So I'm running away on a cold, lonely plane, screaming for Colorado. Yeah, I'll sleep in the dirt like the scene of a postcard, and collect a few new scars on my hands and my heart. 'Cause I've never felt as alive as I do when I wanna die. Resist the abyss, Lord knows that I try. Pull back this plastic, break it down to the wires. Douse what's wrong with me, completely in gasoline. Then light up a smoke, flick it into the pile. Watch what was once burst up into flames. There's a bite in the air, let the fire take hold. 'Cause baby, who will keep you warm when the world's so goddamn cold?
Hey, I'm Jay Remy, host of No Outlet Live. If you're in a podcast that explore any and everything, check us out. We stream anywhere you listen or watch podcasts, or just type No Outlet Live, one word, in your Google search bar to find the show. Live Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. No Outlet Live, your road to boredom ends here. Do you like Tessa? Do you think this will be a date that can last?
Well, she's not very articulate.
Chapter systems are offline.
Number one. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
No
Outlet Live with your favorite host on the North Coast,
Jay Remy.
and the ant on a rant, Anthony Miano.
Andrew isn't going to have to punch you because I will.
No outlet, but I need to charge my phone.
This is another episode of No Outlet Live. It's Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can find the audio versions of this show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor FM, the iHeartRadio app, CastBox, and plenty of more. The only way you can see this show visually is on YouTube and Facebook Live. Or you could go to the No Outlet Live page on Facebook and you can watch the live shows live or afterwards. They stay on there afterwards. We are sponsored by FlatHousePress.com. Go and check them out with the great art that they put on wearable accessories and t-shirts. And also Guardian Roadside Solutions. Call Guardian for help if you want to get quickly back on the road or for a quote on vehicle detailing. They might give you a deal if you say Jay Remy sent you from No Outlet Live. Call them at 440-833-6000. This is Jay Remy. I am accompanied by the greatest ant on a rant, Anthony Miano.
Yes, and here is some of Flathouse Press's fine work over here.
Oh, yeah.
Since it's arm's length away from me anyway, I figure I may as well point at it. I'm like Vanna White, except less pretty.
the Call Me Uncle t-shirt, I helped them come up with that idea on the shirt. At first it said Call Me Daddy, and I said, that's Uncle Sam.
Yes, I don't know. Ooh, maybe, it reminds me of the fictional wrestler on The Simpsons called Uncle Slam.
Hold on. On The Simpsons, they called him Uncle Slam?
Well, it was a wrestler.
For slamming puss?
Well, no, it was a wrestler dressed like Uncle Sam.
Oh,
so they
and
called him
slam.
Yeah,
so he was slamming men instead of women.
Well, yeah, he and his tag team partner Colin Powell put the smackdown on Osama bin Laden. Yep, that's basically what happened.
That is basically what happened. I have a jam-packed show, so I think we need to just jump right into... Let's go to some video right now, just to get us started. Hang on one second. Let me find out where I'm at. Hold on.
Oh, I like that it has a dog in it.
Oh, I know you do. That's why I wanted to start with a dog video for my buddy Anthony Miano.
You're getting a little thick, OG.
Well, you getting a little thick, Knox.
You're getting a little thick.
I feel like my dog would do the same thing. Don't call me thick. Don't try to get me on camera acting like a sweet boy.
Well, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's a good little boy.
All right,
he's a bull in a china shop, but
he's a bull in a china shop, but he is a good boy, and you are correct. Hold on. Let me go to this next one that I got for you. Oh, this one.
Here's a fun Titanic fact for you. So we all remember this guy, the baker on the Titanic, just hanging out at the back, having drinks. No big deal. Well, if you didn't know, this was actually a real person on the Titanic, and he survived that night doing exactly that. This is Chief Baker Charles Juggin, and he was the last person to step off the Titanic when it sank. When the ship started sinking, throughout the night, it is said that he threw around 50 deck chairs off the side of the Titanic for people to cling on to once the ship actually went down. And throughout the night, this guy just got belligerent. He went to town. He was hammered. Even in his testimony, he said that he was hammered the entire night. It's also true that where we see him at the back of the ship, this is exactly where he was. Afterward, he testified that he rode the Titanic all the way down on the back of the ship without even getting his hair wet, just like an elevator. And then he survived 3 hours in the freezing water due to the alcohol in his blood.
What?
Yep, alcohol saves lives. I never
Here's
thought
a fun Titanic.
Isn't that crazy, though? Have you ever thought about the guy that is on the back of that ship? That's like a iconic moment of that movie.
I don't think I've ever actually watched the whole movie from beginning to end.
No?
But I did watch half of it in the second half in a disaster in film and media class as an undergrad, where we would watch disaster movies and then point out what was inaccurate about them. And there was this one part I remember where the band actually did play while the Titanic was sinking, and the director's like, "All right, everyone, nice and cheery, so there's no panic."
But that is crazy that the drunk guy that was on the back of the ship...
He was probably not the only one.
Well, but he's the only one alive to recall the moment.
Maybe not. It's just that this guy's been documented, because I'm sure other people were like, okay, the ship's going down, and then, like, breaking it. I'm sure somebody broke into the liquor cabinet while that was happening.
All right, hold on. Let's go to another one here. Hold on, let me bring this back for you.
Okay, which one was saying, "Meet me outside, bitch"?
The girl in the pink sweater was saying, "Meet me outside." She was doing the "Meet me outside," the one, Bad Barbie.
Oh, God, don't remind me of that one.
Yeah, from Dr. Phil. She hit her with the Dr. Phil line. But if you look at the beginning of this video, she throws sauce at the girl behind the counter, and the girl behind the counter just mollywops her all over, and then she says, "Meet me outside."
You know,
but she already got punched up. This at the top says Karen walks in and starts yelling at the wrong employee. Hold on. Karen walks in and starts yelling at the employee for making her food wrong, then throws sauce at the employee. There goes the sauce and a slap. Look, bang, bang, bang.
Okay, memo to any employer, any fast food franchise owners that are watching this. If you want to get more employees without having to pay them more, just authorize this for when customers get mouthy. Be
for
like,
sure.
Okay, I can't afford to pay you anymore, but if customers get in your face, you're allowed to knock them out.
Yup.
I guarantee you.
I completely agree with you on that.
Your employees will have the highest morale ever. Maybe put up a sign that says, "Our employees are allowed to react the way cops do."
Yeah. Because sometimes people go into these fast food restaurants acting crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I worked...
I couldn't get that mad over a couple of bucks.
Yeah, I worked at a Circle K once. You'd be surprised how mad people get over their beer ringing up for 10 cents more than they expect. And I'm not exaggerating. A guy really did get mad at me over a 10-cent price difference. He's like, "Oh, so we're just supposed to read the fine print." And I'm like, yes.
You want to see some ghetto magic? Hold on.
You can do something with this smart water. If you take it and you go like this, look. You can actually capture the water. See? Look. Isn't that cool?
He sucked a pen into it.
I'll leave the pen in there. It just adds flavor. You can do something with this smart water.
Why?
If you take
This
it
is
and you go
crazy,
like this,
though.
look.
What did he do?
You can actually
How did the
capture
water stay in there?
Look.
And he stuck a pen in it to show you. That's
I'll leave the
like dark
pen in there. It
magic.
just adds flavor. You can do.
Have you ever went through magic videos like Street Magic?
No, but
Street Magic is so creepy to me. I feel like that's some of these people are in touch with the supernatural world or something.
Well, I recommend burning him at the stake for witchcraft.
Me too. Let's look at this one more time. He grabs a smart water out of the cooler at the gas station, cracks it open, flips it upside down, opens it, and no water comes out. And then he shoves a pen that floats to the top. This is insane to me.
Okay, I have a theory that might explain it.
What is this?
That maybe that water was like mostly frozen. That's how he was able to turn it upside down and nothing came out. And then when he stuck the pen in there, that pushed the frozen part enough that some of it came out.
But you could see water dripping out the bottom when he flips it upside down and sticks the pen in there. Water drips out. And wouldn't you think that would cause like a whole flow? of the rest of the bottle?
Again, I think most of the water is frozen, and I think some of it came out only because he pushed the pen in there.
Did he show up with his own smart water and act like he pulled it out of the cooler?
He could have.
Use something with this smart water. If you take it and you go like this, look. You can actually capture the water. See it? Look. Isn't that cool? Yeah, look. Oh, I'll leave the pin in there. It just adds flavor. You can do something with this smart.
Yeah, that blew my mind. That's something that'll make me go crazy. Let's see, what else do we got?
If we have any scientists watching, please weigh in the on the comments.
Oh yeah, for sure. So somebody in the crowd is sitting right on the field, pretty much behind the bleacher or behind the sideline, and they're talking shit to some guy that plays for the Rams. They're going to the Super Bowl right now, which we will talk about later. But he's talking shit to somebody that is on the bench. Juice Man.
Where you from, homie? Where you from? Yeah, square ass nigga, talk that shit now, nigga. What the fuck you mean, nigga?
Oh.
Isn't that very intimidating? you said something from the crowd, and the player just walks up and he's like, "What's up? Like, we can fight right now. I'm in my uniform still. I'll beat you up in the crowd, and I'm at work."
Not to mention he's wearing spikes on his shoes.
Oh,
so,
yeah, so if he kicks you, it's going to be real bad. Now, I watched this a bunch of times. I can't tell what the dude says before he turns around. I watched this like 30 times, have not made out what the guy says.
Oh, it would be another, remember Indomikong Sue?
No, what is that?
So he at least was a defensive lineman for the Detroit Lions. He got himself...
Indomikong Sue?
Indomikong... That's I'm pronouncing his name the best I can. But
okay.
He was at least was a defensive lineman for the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Got himself suspended for like 3 or 4 games when he kicked a down quarterback in the helmet.
Oh my lord. Yeah, this dude's fired up.
And
he's ready to kick some ass.
Perhaps it's appropriate that his nickname was Donkey Kong.
Maybe it's appropriate that this dude's name is Juice Man. Maybe he's on that juice.
Maybe he's the guy. Well, it might not be the guy trash talking him. Juice Man might be the guy filming it.
No, I think that this was tagged for the Juice Man. He's all juiced up. He's about to Chris Benoit this guy.
Ooh. You mean kill him and then hang himself with a weight machine? Sorry, that's... I hope there's a special spot in hell for Vince McMahon, and that's why.
Where you from, homie? Where you from? Yeah, square ass nigga, talk that shit now, nigga. What the fuck you mean, nigga?
You hear the guy in the stands, he's like, "Don't touch me, dude." And he's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought, you fucking square. I'll beat you up right here."
He also used a certain expletive 3 times.
I wasn't going to go in. We don't need no Joe Rogan situation our show.
I'm thinking he's... Now, normally I'm like, okay, that word is wrong coming from anyone, but I think this guy maybe deserves a pass for using it here.
That he knew. He fucked up. It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Is the kids getting hurt so funny, Anthony?
It
was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Look at this. Face grind. Oh!
Yeah, have you noticed there's no blood on the wall, though?
That's still a good hit, dude.
I know.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He went down the stairs with the velocity.
Why do I have a feeling... Okay, for that little ramp to be there, Dad had to be involved somehow.
He was sitting on the stairs. Look at this. He's the one that did this. He's up here. Dad made this happen and just watched it.
Exactly. I wonder, is there a non-edited version of this where it happens at full speed? That I want to watch that.
I will look for it for next week. That one really cracked me up, dude. It's so funny. I love seeing kids get hurt. Now this one. All right. Give me 1 second here.
Oh, so that's why you hang around.
I had to give a disclaimer for anybody that might be squeamish or a little bit you don't want to see any type of like violence. Please turn away. Maybe come back in about 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, so we'll use the same flex that Army Ranger School does for this show. Not for the weak or faint-hearted.
Yeah, this is a brutal video that I'm about to show, but I found this on Facebook, so I'm assuming it's okay because we're streaming live right now on Facebook.
If our god the Zuckerberg approves of it, it must be moral.
Yeah, Lord Zuckerberg, Lord Zombie Zuckerberg. All right, so here goes this video that I found. This is a fight over cleaning your sidewalks with the snow. We just had a couple of snowstorms out here in Cleveland and across North America. And this is what happened in somebody's neighborhood.
And here we go.
Live in hell, living here, dickhead. What? You heard me. Fuck you, you fucking scum. You would probably...
You're the fucking scumbag! You don't fucking bother with nobody!
He's got a gun behind him. He's a fucking scum! You're a pussy! Fuck you! Pussy! Go ahead! Go ahead! Go ahead! Call the cops! Call the cops!
Now, I want to pause this here and just discuss this for a second. They egged the guy on. They were egging him on. They walked across the street talking a whole lot of shit. Now, I looked up this news story. This was a murder-homicide or a murder-suicide case, which means he killed these people outside and he committed suicide afterwards. But it all started with these people egging him on. And I went through comments, news stories. I looked up everything I could possibly research about this video. And a lot of people say that it looks like this lady pointed out her arm first and let off the first shots.
Okay, I couldn't tell that from this video.
Her and her husband walked across the street talking shit. It does look like she brings her arm up and fires the first shot. So this could have been a self-defense. I want to look deeper into this video, and we can follow it up later when there's if the news covers the story.
It's not the highest quality video, so it's a little hard to tell. I thought she was shoveling snow at the beginning and that she was going to go whack him with the snow shovel.
Well, this started because the guy that shot both of them, he was, I think, bitching at them about shoveling out their driveway here and putting it in his driveway or on his side of the street. And they were like, fuck you, guy. And then words got tossed around. But this goes deeper. Just check this out. He just gunned both of them down in the street. Goes back to his home.
Oh my God! Jimmy! Are you alright? You want help up? Are you okay?
It looked like he got a headshot on this lady, and she's still crawling and screaming. She's conscious. Look, neighbors are running up to help.
Headshots are usually fatal, but it's not always instant.
Not always. Now look, he's coming back down the driveway here. Now he has a larger weapon.
You should have kept your fucking...
Okay, that's where it becomes murder.
That's beyond murder.
Oh yeah, that looks like a full-size rifle, right?
Yeah, that was a serious gun. They just walked back out with the double tap them, and apparently from what I read on the news stories is that he went back to his home and then he killed himself. And he was like a single father or something. There was, I mean, that video really blew my mind when I stumbled across it, because that is, it's really odd when you see stuff like that and you think about, you don't know who you're living next to or across the street from, and when tempers flare, who knows who will do what? I mean, this guy just waltzed right across the street and double tapped them with a larger caliber weapon than what he started with. He already downed them too.
Yeah, that's why, well, I'm kind of grateful for where I live at the moment, because I've been in my current apartment for almost 10 years, and like, I've had people live out an entire year-long lease next door to me without me ever seeing them.
Have you ever had to live in like a hostile environment without being in like the military, like any civilian life, hostile environments for you?
Not really for me, no.
Well, that's perfect, because I got something planned for later this show. I found news stories that came from my childhood, ones that I handpicked and remembered and then researched. There's a couple of things that'll make you understand why I feel so sick and twisted.
Oh yeah, there was one time a woman did live in my building who I thought would attract some hostility. You might remember the school mom case from Akron a few years ago.
Was that like a national news story?
Yeah, it did. It got...
I think I do remember this.
So this woman, to send her kids to school in a better nearby school district, she registered them as living at her dad's house.
I'm thinking of something completely different. I thought you were talking about like a student-teacher sexual relationship thing, because that's happened out this way a lot too.
Yeah, that's another thing we could discuss. But no, this woman. So she got initially sentenced to 5 years in prison, but it got appealed all the way down to 2 weeks. And yeah, she lived on the other side of my building, and I met her briefly when about a week's worth of her mail got put in my mailbox by accident.
That's not like super hostile though. I'm talking about like dangerous environments.
Okay, I mean, she had security cameras outside her apartment, like, you know, those ones that are like the kind of the bubble shaped ones that are.
Are you sure that wasn't just like hotel or not hotel but apartment building security?
I am, because I had not seen any of those cameras on any other apartment in my complex before living.
Really?
Before this woman. Yeah.
It was like a domestic violence security system?
Maybe.
She had like a restraining order on a baby daddy or something?
No, I think that would have come out in the news coverage about her. I also, last couple of years ago, I found a Post-it note on one of my neighbor's cars that said, "God hates fags."
Whoa! Did you tell your neighbor that was on his stuff and like show him the Post-it note?
I didn't have to. I left it there because I didn't even know who the owner of the car was.
Oh my god, that is so fucked up.
Like, what was I gonna do? Knock on doors and be like, "Excuse me, sir, ma'am, do you happen to be homosexual?" Yes. Is that your car over there? Yeah. So you can see, but I did call the Akron police and be like, "Hey, I think the owner of the car with this license plate might be in trouble."
Man, that's wild, man. That is a hostile environment.
But yeah, people think I live in the Timbertop complex in Akron, and I've had people call it the Hood, and I'm like, no, it ain't.
I'll tell you about some of the Hood stuff when we come back right after this. This is No Outlet Live, and we will be back after this quick break.
That dude doesn't look white.
Stay tuned. No Outlet Live. We'll be right back.
It's that time of year again. The snow is getting ready to fall, and you're going to need a plowman to get you through the winter. Call Gifted Hands Landscaping. They handle all your lawn and snow care needs. Services include gutter cleaning, snow removal, leaf pickup, weed pickup, and more. Call or take at 216-925-8473 to receive a free quote. Don't wait until the last minute. This is Cleveland. The snow is coming whether you like it or not. Again, that number is 216-925-8473. Gifted Hands Landscaping.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you can start your own podcast? Join Anchor. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.
Are you looking for a place to have custom t-shirts made for your business? Well, we have the place for you. Flathouse Press works with 100% eco-friendly material for all of you conscious folks. They can also put out orders in a fraction of the time large-scale competitors can. They are a fun, locally grown Cleveland original company. Go to flathousepress.com and check out the variety of party toys, headbands, and clothing in their catalog.
Always die in December. I miss the night times that I can't remember. Venom-filled veins and stone-cold sedation. Drugs are amazing and I fucking hate it. Kick the dirt off from your heels, darling. There's hell inside of these eyes. Let's lose ourselves around the cold rings of Saturn tonight. Fade away deep down into the depths. I wanna be swept out to sea. Life can seem like an ill-conceived illusion. There's no solution for some sicknesses. My soul turns to stone and I sink into the abyss. Chasing pipe dreams has its drawbacks. And without you, the world would be a much worse place. And without you, this world would be a much worse place. And without you, this world would be a much worse place. Without you, this world would be a much worse place. Without you.
The Education of Jazz, with your host, Hakeem H., bringing you the absolute best for your listening pleasure in America's only true art form of music. I'll be playing your favorites each day, everything from Duke, Coltrane, Julian Cannonball Adderley, to George Duke, Bob James, Kenny G, and so many more. We'll have guest artists to interview, locally and national artists, and even a live call-in from you, the audience. Tune in daily from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. to unwind your day for the Education of Jazz.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Welcome back to No Outlet Live.
We are back. This is No Outlet Live. You're hosted by Jay Remy, your favorite host on the North Coast, co-hosted by my man, Anthony Miano. Hold on, here we go with our guest, speaking of the devil, I got my guest here on the line. This is Quincy Harris of TheDopeNerdzPodcast. You can find their show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and if you look them up on Twitter, it's at nerd_dope. What's up, Quincy?
Not much. What's good? What's going on, guys?
Hey, man, you know, we're over here just podcasting just like everybody else, and we also have a nerd side to us. So tell us a little bit more about your show. Let's find out some about the Dope Nerds podcast.
Okay, well, yep, let's do that. I actually have my co-host Big Irv on the line right now as well.
Big Irv, what's up, man? Welcome to No Outlet Live.
What's good, y'all? It's Big Irv.
Hey, I'm digging y'all's style. I feel like y'all might have a little hood to you, along with the nerd style.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Oh, that's for sure. That's our roots.
You know, you're talking to somebody that has a little hood to them, and I'm also into nerd stuff. So what's your guys' favorite, where's your guys' nerddom lay at?
All right, Irv, you want to start this off?
Well, you know, it goes back to, of course, I was one of the kids with Dragon Ball Z. You know.
Oh man, you're preaching to the choir right now. That's where I started with Dragon Ball Z.
Definitely. Yeah. And right now, I mean, I'm more into Naruto is probably my favorite, top tier.
Did you say Naruto?
Naruto.
Okay.
That's more newer age, but it's a big three for us. Right now, you know, we're watching the big ones, which is like Black Clover, things of that nature. Nerdom has been in our blood since we got together back in, I can't even say that on air.
Oh man. So let me tell you, when my nerddom came with Dragon Ball Z, but I am a super nerd when it comes to Star Wars, man. I don't know what it is about that, but that's like the nerdiest thing about me. I love Star Wars. I celebrate May the 5th be with you and all of that.
Okay, so we do as well. We're big fans of Star Wars. All three of us. We have another co-host. His name's Shuby. He couldn't attend tonight, but we are actually about to do an episode of Star Wars here coming up soon. So.
Oh yeah? Can we get a little sneak teaser?
Well, I'll take this one, Q.
Okay, go.
So, Star Wars is more along my baby. I'm a huge fan from the movies to the books to just the lore and the legends. But we are going to be talking about each trilogy, the good and the bad, comparing what they could have done different, you know, just telling the folks our opinion about Star Wars, especially how I feel about Kylo Ren.
Oh, how do you feel about Kylo Ren? That sounds like you have some hate for him.
I hate him. I hate him with a passion.
You can't have hate and be a Jedi, bro.
Wait, do you hate him in like the way he was intended to be hated, or do you hate him because you feel it was a badly done character? There's a spectrum here.
He was a horribly done character. He like they set him up to be a follower of Darth Vader, and then just went downhill drastically.
Don't you feel like because there is a furthering of the Skywalkers that you would need that character to play the protagonist?
See, I would have been fine with that. I would have been fine with him being a bad guy. What I don't like is the flip-flop throughout the whole series. I mean, throughout the whole trilogy, because, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'm guessing you have, by the sound of it.
I wish I hadn't, but go on.
But, like, he was a kid who was, one, worshiping a skull, okay? And he was worshiping Darth Vader when Darth Vader would have never took that disrespect that these other people was giving him about the Force. You know, his whole crew looked down on him, and Darth Vader, if I remember correctly, choked somebody out for speaking bad about the Force.
Yeah, he was a gangster about how he handled his
did you
his
see
work.
the Robot Chicken Death Star orientation sketch? Lord Vader believes he has the power to strangle us with the Force, but he doesn't. If he were ever to discover this, he would go mad with rage and murder us all with his lightsaber. And then so he teaches the new recruits how to fake being strangled.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Nice, loud gasp for air, clutching the throat, down on the floor. 2 floor chiefs will retrieve the corpse, redress him, add a mustache, and he's back to work the next day as Lieutenant Leopold.
That's my
I remember that.
I don't even think I formally introduced all of us. I'm the host, Jay Remy, and that was my co-host, Anthony Miano. This man has a memory of everything he's ever watched. He can tie in a situation to everything on Simpsons, South Park, and Family Guy. And also into nerddom. I'm sure that, Anthony, aren't you really big into superhero stuff?
Not as big as some of the other stuff, but let's put it this way. I know the name of the Lookster droids, Stormtrooper.
Okay. So you're deep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the new Star Wars trilogy, though, I was like... I was looking at it like this, like... I said the same... Now, I have this one thing I'll say when I find absolutely nothing else good to say about a movie, which is the female leads were hot, and Daisy Ridley is, and it's like when I watched the 2015 Fantastic Four movie, I thought, well, Kate Mara is very good looking.
All right, so let me ask...
I have 2 good points about this movie.
Okay.
2. That's all. One, and they both have to deal with Luke Skywalker. One is when he throws his lightsaber after Rey came up and gave it to him, just throws it over the cliff. Like,
yeah, that was some bullshit. You're right.
Yeah, and they had to manhump all the filming equipment up there without machines or helicopters or any of that stuff because it was the Ireland had declared it like a historic site, so they wouldn't let them bring any of the normal stuff up there with them.
Which, I respect that, 100%. And then the second part, also with Skywalker, but when Yoda burned the library.
Oh, yeah. So when Yoda burned the library in that movie, we're talking about the last Star Wars movie that came out. Yeah, they burned up the book that was the original teachings of the original Jedi.
Yes. But I do like what they have been doing with The Mandalorian and Boba Fett. I don't know if you guys have watched that. Please do if you have.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting till all the episodes drop so that I can binge them all at once.
Yeah, I never watched that. It's on some subscription thing that
Disney
I don't
Plus.
have.
Do you have Verizon Wireless?
No, but I do actually want to flip the script with these guys because I feel like they know what they're talking about.
Oh, yeah, they do.
When it comes to this nerd stuff. So, I don't know if you guys have seen in recent news, but John, how do you say his last name? John Bernthal?
Yep, John Bernthal. That's
John Bernthal is coming back as the Punisher, the show from Netflix, and they might throw him into the movies. How do you guys feel about that, him joining the MCU?
Let me get this.
Go ahead.
Bro, that is so... Yo, I'm all for it. First and foremost, because the Netflix series, if that you're going to do a Punisher, that's, I feel, how it should be done. From the acting, the dialogue, I mean, there could have been a little more from comic book material, but I really enjoyed his take on the Punisher.
Oh, it was so good, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that's even without the previous 3 live-action versions setting the bar very low.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say it for the 3 live actions beforehand, they did nothing wrong. Like, in all honesty, I enjoyed every single one of them.
Me too.
But
I mean,
the
I feel
one
like that show was
Netflix-
start to finish great. It's like when you get a good album and you listen to the first song to the last song and then repeat. That's what I got, that same feeling out of The Punisher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say that, like, out of the first movie, well, not the first one, the one with Kevin Nash actually getting stabbed.
Oh, yeah, the
main
2004
character.
version.
Yeah.
Yep.
He stayed in character the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
How much of a badass you gotta be?
Oh, yeah, I remember Thomas Jane's version was like, oh, yeah, I'm okay. He isn't, and then he passes out.
Yeah.
Anthony, you're so good at like improv and stuff when you remember your stuff from like TV and movies that you fascinate me so much.
I was saying in a recent episode, I've come to like The Punisher and Daredevil more than the big budget films because...
Me too, I'm right there with you.
Because the smaller enclosed areas and the practical effects make it feel like they're really in danger.
I'm right there with
well,
you.
I did hear that they're moving all of Marvel's Lost Defender series off of Netflix. And they're supposed to be incorporating them into the MCU, which I'm very excited for, honestly.
I think that...
because doesn't that put him along line with like the continuation of the Avengers and all of that?
Well, you'll see him with stars, especially Punisher. You'll see him with stars like Spider-Man.
Yeah, because isn't that the original place where Punisher's from is Spider-Man's world?
That's where he was introduced to me back in the 90s cartoon. I was sitting there like, who is this guy just blows up New York?
Yeah, he just shows up and does work.
Yeah, I don't know what that means for Marshala Ali. He's the new Blade, but he was in the Luke Cage series. So I don't know how they're going to pull that one off.
With the whole multiverse version, they can just say, that's... Maybe the Blade in the MCU is going to be his Luke Cage character from one of the multiverses that just made different life choices, and that's how he's Blade and the other guy's Cottonmouth.
Which I wouldn't be mad about that because, as we all know, I have yet to see the movie, but I do know that the Spider-Man movie did open up the multiverse for us, along with WandaVision and Loki.
Yes.
And so far, we haven't even seen a hint of Blade in those.
Listen, have you guys watched The Eternals?
No.
No, I don't think I've watched that neither.
You have to catch The Eternals.
Got you.
I will tell you this. I won't tell you when, but there is a sneak peek of the Daywalker.
Man, now I really know that I have to watch this because he had that dramatic pause. Like it was so serious at that moment.
I got an idea for you. You know how who the original Black Panther was supposed to be?
Oh, who was that?
Wesley Snipes.
Man, Snipes was about to be the Black Panther.
Well, he wanted to.
Movie.
Yeah, but the technology wasn't there in the 90s.
Correct. And then on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, he also wrote a pre-script for that movie.
Wow, I didn't know he ever wrote scripts, but yeah, damn. Yeah. That
if my memory serves me right, Wesley Snipes did write scripts for Black Panther, but like you said, the technology wasn't where it needed to be, so they put it to the wayside.
Yeah.
I think he would make a good older version of Black Panther from one of the multiverses where he's like, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah. That would be nice.
I can see that.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad with Ali being the replacement for Wesley. I mean, you could have put, if they made this movie maybe 10 years ago, I would have said Michael Jai White. But I'm not mad about the pick they made.
I don't know. I think those guys could still play good roles in Marvel movies. It's just a matter of finding a character they fit with.
Well, let me ask you guys
You're not wrong.
What was that?
He's not wrong. I mean, they definitely have the acting ability and the physical fitness to be in a MCU movie.
Well, I don't know if Wesley is still in shape after seeing him in Kevin Hart's Netflix series, True Story. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I didn't, but I do know how he was on the set of the last Blade movie, though.
Yeah. And I also know how he was on the Expendables movie.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Expendables.
Yeah, you're right.
Expendables 3, where Stallone and his mercs break him out of, I guess, captivity, and they're like, "What happened?"
And he said,
tax evasion.
He said, "What you?" Tax evasion.
But
he's wrong.
But how about him in that Kevin Hart series though? He did a fantastic job in that show.
Oh my God! Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I mean, I was so.
Probably...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say that series had me on the edge of my seat the entire. It actually gave me real life anxiety.
Yeah, that movie was so down to earth and not what I expected. And when they brought Wesley in there and they were doing real life stuff, I respected that film all the way.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So let me ask you guys from the Dope Nerds podcast that you can find on Apple, Spotify. Go to their Twitter at nerd_dope. What are you guys looking for upcoming in nerddom?
Oh, if you don't mind, Q.
All right, go ahead, Brett.
Well, the big one for me comes out March 4th. And that will be, of course, The Batman.
Oh, the Batman. You're right. I saw the preview for that last weekend.
Yeah, I was so envious of Robert Pattinson after I heard a rumor of what happened on set on that movie.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not... I did hear the same rumor, and I agree with you what to say.
Does it involve a sexual encounter on the hood of the Batmobile?
Yes, it does.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Ooh, and cat girl up there. Ooh, get some.
Every boy's fandom dream. I mean, let's be honest.
And it wasn't even part of the movie. They just did it on the hood of the Batmobile.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I do have some reservations about Robert Pattinson being Batman.
You're not still holding Twilight against him, are you?
I kind of am.
I kind of have a problem with it myself.
Look, Twilight was an atrocity against literature, against cinema, against taste, but no one could have done any better with that material.
Doe!
Yeah, Doe.
I'm with you.
I had the same reservations about Matt Damon playing Batman, but Matt Damon did an amazing job.
Wait, when did he play Batman?
Sorry, not Matt Damon. Ben Affleck.
Okay. I mean, they are BFFs. It's easy to get mixed up.
It's so easy to confuse them, too, isn't it? That is wild.
Especially after Ben Affleck did that movie, The Accountant. It was basically, he saw his friend Matt Damon had those Bourne movies, and he's like, I want to play a spy, too.
Nothing beats when South Park makes fun of Matt Damon, though.
Yeah.
Oh, can you repeat that?
I did enjoy The Accountant, though. I'm not going to lie.
The Accountant was a sweet movie. I like their movies.
I'm not criticizing the movie itself. I'm just pointing out why I think he wanted to do it.
On South Park, though, they always have him show up like Matt Damon.
No, that was Team America.
They also do it in the show South Park.
Yeah. There is a movie coming out this month that I am excited for.
Okay.
It features Tom Holland and Marky Mark.
Oh, dude.
Uncharted.
Yup. Video game lore.
Ooh, that looks like a dicey one simply because video game movies are rarely any good.
There's another big video game thing coming out that I am so pumped for.
Is it Mario?
No. Guess again.
Sonic.
It gotta be Sonic.
Nope. Guess again.
The sequel to last year's Mortal Kombat.
Guess again.
Okay, I'm out of guesses.
Halo is coming out on Paramount Plus. I am so pumped for this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, have you guys seen?
I did hear about that.
Have you guys seen Halo: Forward Unto Dawn?
No.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Listen.
It sounds horrible, for real. It sounds really bad.
Forward Unto Dawn. First off, didn't even have Master Chief in it till the last part. Okay? I mean, but still.
He made it count though. Like when they're evacuating on the shuttlecraft, he just tells the cadets, "You two are the only survivors from the academy, from the planet."
Oh, be like, really? Really? We'd always want.
Yeah.
No, this new one looks so good.
Clue?
I highly encourage anyone that has not seen the trailer to the new Halo show to look that up. It looks so good. A lot of people are bitching that the voiceover for Master Chief is not the original guy, and Cortana looks a little different, but I think that looks like one of my favorite shows.
Will they uphold the cardinal rule that Master Chief is never going to take his helmet off?
No, I think they actually show him.
Oh my god.
They better not.
What? No, you can't do that.
Yeah, 'cause it worked great in the 2012 Dredd film when they had him keep his helmet on the whole time. Granted, that was a key element of the comic book character. Yeah. But Carl Urban can act really well with only half his face.
Well, I gotta say,
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just worried that because of let's be honest, Halo has a cult following. It
really does.
At one point, it was the rival of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It was the winning side of that rivalry.
100%. 100%. That Gears of War, Xbox was killing the game.
It was.
Oh yeah.
And then I don't know what happened. They just was like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah, they just stopped, dude. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah,
we ain't got nothing else to prove to y'all. We're good.
Yeah,
we got enough money now.
Is this new series is it going to be live action?
Yes, it's a live action. It's got big time actors and all kinds of stuff.
I'm wondering how they found a human being big enough to play Master Chief.
Well, it's crazy because they got a bunch of like Spartans, just like in the later games, but they're starting from the beginning. So like I am already predicting like how the whole beginning of this goes. It starts from the first game, which means they have so much material to work with. I'm like so excited for this show.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be a good one to watch, just to see with the technology we have nowadays what they can do. Yeah.
And nowadays they do a series instead of a movie, so it's gonna be like a movie that you're gonna have to spend a long time watching. You know what I mean? Or binge watch it, but it's gonna be longer than a movie, and it's gonna be quality of a movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Babylon 5 reboot for similar reasons, because it did pretty well in the 90s with what was available, but with the CGI they have now and serialized stories where one episode affects the next are the norm now, I think the reboot could be even better than the original.
In all honesty, in my opinion, my personal opinion, I feel like they're taking ideas from the early 80s, the 80s and 90s, like Stargate, Babylon, CGI effects, stuff like that couldn't catch up then, and just reissuing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, there's a new Battlestar Galactica reboot in the works too.
You would. You bring up Battlestar Galactica a lot.
I'm a little nervous though because they put out a casting call looking specifically for a non-binary actor for one of the key roles, and I'm like, oh geez, tell me this isn't going to be one of those.
What do you mean by one of those?
I'm a purist at heart. Like my brothers on the podcast, they kind of get a little bit upset with me sometimes when we talk about changing up superheroes. Like, what if Batman was a black guy, or what if Superman was like a kid Shazam's age? I'm not against the change, but I'm a purist. I'm a naturalist.
I'm the same way. When you change too much of the story, I'm not buying it.
Well, the first Battlestar reboot changed 2 characters that were men in the original to women, and
sometimes you
Katie
gotta...
Sackhoff and Grace Park are smoking hot, so it wasn't a loss.
Sometimes you gotta think to yourself, though, that you're sitting in like the same shoes as the person that reads the book and then sees the movie. Like, that's it. I try to hold back my bias from art in any way.
Yeah. So do I. And certain things, though, I feel should just remain how they've been and create new characters for whatever exactly it is that you're looking for. Like with the Ghostbusters, with the all female cast.
Trash. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, I avoided it for slightly different reasons. One, there's been too many reboots in general, and 2, I consider 2 of the 4 leads of that movie to be eyesores.
All right, so I got one more question for you guys before we go. We're gonna have to part ways in a moment here, but let me ask you guys, or actually, it's not even really a question for my opinion on it, but Dune, it sucked ass, right?
Dune,
the new Dune.
Oh my God! That's in our list of movies that we shall not name.
I agree with you. That is the movie that shall not be named.
Like, in all honesty, like, I mean, at the end, I got my Doom feel, my little 5 seconds of Doom feel.
Yeah.
But the rest of the movie, let's be honest, The Rock is killing the game right now with movies, but that was one of his worst ones.
Trash. It was horrible.
Wait, what did The Rock have to do? Oh, wait, did you say Dune, like D-U-N-E, or Doom? With
D-U-N-E. Yeah, that's the one we're talking about.
Oh, Dune.
I thought you said Doom.
Oh, you were talking about the video game? No, I'm talking about the book. The book Dune,
okay, so Dune
from the 80s.
I agree with you still. I still agree with you.
Straight garbage, right? Now I know another movie I shall not watch or name.
Yeah, in all honesty, that was straight Garbino. Like,
yeah.
I was mad where they ended the movie. I was mad how they wrote the movie. I was just mad. That entire movie, I'm like, really? This is what we doing? Okay. Because I watched the original Dune.
Yeah, the old 80s one was, like, decent for its time.
They took that and mangled it.
Yeah, it was a bad time, but I really appreciate you guys. We got to go to a break. This is Quincy Harris and your co-host. Repeat your name one time I'm in and shout out your social medias.
Yo, it's Big Herb. You know you can catch us on Twitter at nerd_dope and Facebook, the Dope Nerds Podcast, Facebook official.
Yep.
Definitely. I appreciate... Go ahead.
Apple. Yeah, I was going to say, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor FM.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you guys for coming on, and we're going to have to meet up at some point. We might be on a tour, and we might take the podcast on the road. Who knows what the future holds? But I do intend on listening to more of your show and to catch up with you guys in the future.
Right,
definitely. Sounds like a plan to me.
Let's bring you guys on for the Star Wars episode.
Definitely. We're going to have to stay in contact and let me know what's up. I'll jump on there for sure with you.
All right, bet.
All right, man. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us, fellas.
Yes, sir. And we'll be right back after this quick break.
It's that time of year again. The snow is getting ready to fall, and you're going to need a plowman to get you through the winter. Call Gifted Hands Landscaping. They handle all your lawn and snow care needs. Services include gutter cleaning, snow removal, leaf pickup, weed pickup, and more. Call Tank at 216-925-8473 to receive a free quote. Don't wait until the last minute. This is Cleveland. The snow is coming whether you like it or not. Again, that number is 216-925-8473. Gifted Hands Landscaping.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you could start your own podcast? Join Anchor, Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.
Are you looking for a place to have custom t-shirts made for your business? Well, we have the place for you. Flathouse Press works with 100% eco-friendly material for all of you conscious folks. They can also put out orders in a fraction of the time large-scale competitors can. They are a fun, locally grown Cleveland original company. Go to flathousepress.com and check out the variety of party toys, headbands, and clothing in their catalog.
Our loved ones always die in December. I miss the night times that I can't remember. Venom-filled veins and stone-cold sedation. Drugs are amazing and I fucking hate it. Kick the dirt off from your heels, darling. There's hell inside of these eyes. Let's lose ourselves around the cold rings of Saturn tonight. Fade away deep down into the depths. I wanna be swept out to sea. Life can seem like an ill-conceived illusion. There's no solution for some sicknesses. My soul turns to stone and I sink into the abyss. Chasing pipe dreams has its drawbacks. And without you, the world would be a much worse place. And without you, this world would be a much worse place. And without you, this world would be a much worse place. Without you, this world would be a much worse place. Without you.
Guardian Roadside Solutions is ready to help with your roadside emergencies serving the greater Cleveland area. They have the knowledge and experience to get you back on the move quickly with staff available 24/7 to help with flat tires, tire damage, changes, fuel delivery, vehicle lockouts, dead battery, or new battery installs. If you find yourself or someone you know in this situation, call a Guardian at 440-833-6000. I hope there's a special spot in hell for Vince McMahon.
It ain't delivery. It's the best podcast live on Saturdays.
No, I
won't. A return from break made you want DiGiorno?
No. You heard that little ad you just played. It's not delivery.
Yeah, that's our return from break. You want me to play it one more time for you?
No. It's just that's normally the catchphrase on the DiGiorno commercials. It's not delivery.
I know, I wrote that.
Okay.
I get the joke because I wrote it.
Okay, well, you were acting surprised that it made me think of DiGiorno, so I was explaining why it made me think of DiGiorno.
No, check it out. Don't you think it sounds good?
Oh, yeah, it does.
It ain't delivery. It's the best podcast live on Saturdays.
That's us, dude. We got the best live podcast on Saturdays, and it is because you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, yada yada. We're everywhere. If you just Google No Outlet Live, one word in your Google search bar. You will find us. So,
DiGiorno, if you'd like to sponsor us, we would be happy to eat your pizza on air every week.
Every week, I really would.
Yes, I especially like the stuffed crust one.
I'm burping like I already had some pizza, but I'm going out for a restaurant that we brought up last week. We have reservations to tonight.
Yeah, Jay Remy normally only wears clean pants for his court appearances.
That is correct. You son of a bitch, you.
Oh, I've had that. I had that one in the chamber as soon as I came over.
Oh man, you coming at me with jokes?
Who said I'm joking?
Oh, low blow.
Raise the roof.
So I want to jump into, before we get into your news, I wanted to show you some stuff from my childhood that I found in the news, looking through old news. Now,
I'm
some of this is
curious.
Old. Are you morbidly curious?
Yes.
I'm almost wondering if I should play the intro for the news. Should we just play it now and then we'll glide my stories into yours?
Sure, why not?
All right.
No Outlet News with Anthony Miano.
Oh no. Such a big fail on my part. I can't open this news story no more. Wow. What happened there? They took it down. It's a conspiracy. They knew I was about to bring that up. Well, when I found a news story previously that I pulled up on my phone, I should have just screenshotted the story from my phone. So what I found was a story that explained when I was in junior high, in the office, like the dean's office, there was a police officer, the dean, the assistant principal, and the principal in one like office space of my junior high. They had a wooden bench with steel hooks bolted into the wooden bench, and if you were in a position to go to jail for any reason, if you got into a fight, assaulted somebody, came to school with drugs or a weapon, they would handcuff you to this bench. Okay? Well, when I was going to school, I was in the office and it made the news where somebody was handcuffed and he had a problem with somebody. They got sent to the office, and the person that got sent to the office while the other somebody was handcuffed, he just beat the shit out of him while he was handcuffed to the bench. I watched it happen. It was crazy. And then it was like a huge problem. It was national news about it's like cruelty to children.
Oh yeah, something like that happened at the high school closest to where I live, where incidentally my mom and my aunt graduated from. And I don't know if you're familiar with Firestone High School in Akron.
No.
It's in the suburbs. It's considered one of the better Akron public schools back while I was in high school, but not at that one. There was an incident where they had this big guy, like a senior, but he was, at full adult size, handcuffed in one of the assistant principal's offices. And I say one of because it was that big of a school. And he had his hands cuffed in front. He grabbed a pair
in the front of his body?
Yeah. So he grabbed a pair of scissors, bolted out of the office, ran to a nearby house, knocked on the front door, stabbed the old man that answered it, and then took his car keys and led police on a short chase.
Can you pull your hoodie and open up the view of the Call Me Uncle t-shirt that you can find on the Flat House Press website? Call Me Uncle with Uncle Sam and Lady Liberty about to get down and dirty. So you witnessed somebody get chased.
Oh, I didn't witness this. This just happened at the high school next to where I live.
So let me jump into the other story. Hopefully I could actually pull this one up, the actual news story of this. Nope. It won't let me look at none of this. I am so surprised.
Wow, someone was sentenced to 108 years in prison, though.
Yeah, I knew this guy, Shaheem French. So, I can't believe this. Hold on, let me try to look it up in here.
Well, that's a name I'm going to remember.
He was very... Okay. So here it is. I could probably... Let me go back. Let me reverse here. Because now I know that I could just retype in what I'm looking for. The first one was... TPS student handcuffed. Okay, yeah, this is it. So on WTOL 11, that's in Toledo, it says, TPS student handcuffed. A parent is asking questions about the discipline practices inside Toledo public schools. This was at my junior high. A parent is asking questions, blah, blah, blah. Quincy Lamb says his 2 sons were handcuffed to a box at DeVoe Junior High School after alleged fights. When Lamb heard his 13-year-old son, Quishan, has been expelled from DeVoe after a scuffle with a girl, he went to the dean's office. When entered the dean's office, we saw this box. It looked like a big old coffin with these rings out of it, he says. His son was handcuffed to the box. It made me feel terrified and scared. Oh my God. He said it reminded him of slave ships seen in history books where you see the ships cut in half in the different places where slaves were seated. The ones who had higher rank would be chained on this box-like thing. So I remember this when I was going to school. I believe I was handcuffed to this thing before. So yeah, DeVoe Junior High, they used to have this thing. I wish they had like the old video story of it.
Yeah, here's what I'm finding ironic just from what I saw a second ago. Apparently the Toledo police chief doesn't know how that bench got there.
Yeah, nobody really looked into it until it started getting in the news more and more. Because when I witnessed the problem at that bench, I think it stopped at that point because a kid was handcuffed to it and another kid walked in and just started beating the shit out of him while he was handcuffed to this bench like that guy said, like slave style. It was crazy.
Okay, that's that one. I'm like, okay, well, there's a couple of questions I gotta ask in response to that one. Were the majority of students at this school black?
I think it was 50-50.
Okay, because I gotta say,
but there was some really ghetto stuff going on at that school. DeVoe Junior High, when I went there, was 2003 and 2004. And I saw kids out there selling crack. I got beat up by the school cop in a plaza right beside the school because I was smoking a Black and Mild behind the Little Caesars. The police pulled up from the school. They caught us there and like kind of beat us up a little bit. They roughed us up.
Okay, because I gotta say, I think, I don't know how to put this nicely. I think he's using the comparison to slave ships to
rile up the city a little more, blow up the story more than what it was.
Exactly. It's
but it was also wrong to handcuff young teenage kids to a bench prior to whatever. Just handle your stuff because they weren't handling their jobs the way they should have.
Yeah.
If you had somebody that needed to be apprehended, you could do that and then drive that person downtown. You don't handcuff somebody to a bench and just let them sit there for 3-4 hours. Yeah, that's wrong.
I mean, yeah. No,
especially a kid.
I get, and unlike on slave ships, these kids had at least done something.
Oh, the kids at my junior high
get handcuffed to a bench. I mean,
my school years were filled with really bad people, and this is one of them. Shaheem French, sentenced to 108 years in prison. He's been found guilty in a series of rapes committed in 2008. I used to hang out with this guy.
Did you have any idea who he really was?
No, had no idea, but we were all bad kids. So we had done like ghetto things that are very regretful. I used to hang with a bad group of people. This dude, Shaheem, he met us through beating up one of our friends that he was going by on a bike. Somebody called him out off of the porch. He won the fight. We all became friends because he took out one of our bigger opponents in the streets, I guess. I don't know. It was weird. But this dude, he used to hang out with us and then he disappeared. And the next time I saw him, he was in the news because he got HIV after going on a drug binge and started breaking into people's houses and raping them. I stumbled on them words bad. Prosecutors say he's responsible for a string of sexual assaults dating back to 2005, and that he assaulted his victims while holding a screwdriver or a knife to their necks. He faces up to 129 years.
Okay, those were previous editions of the same story. That they were just including prior coverage. So
over a period of 3 September weeks, he terrorized women in their homes when he broke in, threatened their lives, and sexually assaulted them. He was 21 when he got caught back in 2008, it says. He was found guilty, faces up to 129 and a half years. He has 14 charges, or had 14 charges, including 4 counts of rape, 3 counts each of aggravated burglary. I can't even speak right now. Burglary and aggravated robbery, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 1 count each of attempted rape and gross sexual imposition. Now, when this hit the news, one of the victims, she had this, her case was filmed on 60 Minutes or a show like that, where they blacked out her face and changed her voice. It was crazy. Like, I never actually, lived in a neighborhood where that happened prior to that. It was a weird thing, man. I knew a guy that did, a 60 Minutes level of damage to society. It's crazy.
Well, unlike those kids at your junior high, I'd say this one fully deserved whatever the system did to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not getting out. He's going to die in there, and he probably deserves it. I was fine with him, and I never had a problem with him. But that stuff's not excusable.
I know, I know.
All.
When guys get caught, it's funny, when people get... When guys like him or even mass murderers get caught, no one ever says, "Oh yes, I had him pegged as the serial rapist type. I just knew he was out there assaulting women this whole time." You never hear anything like that.
No, you really don't.
Honestly, it surprises me that... Well, maybe there was an episode of Law & Order SVU based on this that I just don't remember.
That's possible, but I don't think you forget much of the shows you really love.
Yeah, that one is...
I just get that strong feeling from you that you don't forget much of what you watch.
Yeah, oh, that reminds me of one of my...
Is your memory photographic?
It's not that good. But I do... Law & Order SVU did give me the idea for one recommendation I have for anyone that's in the public eye.
Okay, shoot.
If there has been an episode of any of the Law & Order series made about you, you need to rethink your life. Examples include Mel Gibson, Chris Brown, Paula Deen.
Man, they're people too. I don't know what else to say that. Because sometimes you're right, I don't know, but they're celebrities and they live a different style of life because they can buy what they want and do what they want. And that makes you go a little crazy, I think.
Well, as they say, as one of my favorite YouTubers says, power doesn't corrupt, it enables.
All right, we got 10 minutes, so let's jump into your actual news stories. Let me jump out of this depressing
which are probably all less disturbing than yours.
It really might be.
Ironically, one of them does involve a powerful person.
Okay, we're talking powerful people.
The last one.
No Outlet News with Anthony Miano.
Let's start with this one. From Newsweek.com, we got Washington Commanders name confirmed, and people hate it. Tell me about this, Anthony.
Well, okay, so as we all know, the Washington football team has now been rebranded the Washington Commanders after...
Horrible. What do you think about it? We talked about this right before they made the change, too.
Yeah, so now it's been confirmed, and I gotta say, it's not the worst name I've ever heard, but from what I can tell, they don't even have a distinctive logo of any kind. Like,
I was watching a pretty big... I was listening to a pretty big radio show recently, and they brought up what is going to be the short term way of saying the Commanders.
Yeah, so people are saying they could call them the Commies, and
that's not a good one.
I don't think they will, because there's another professional sports franchise that provided an even bigger opportunity for that. Yet no one jumped on it. Can you guess who I might be referring to?
No.
The next-door neighbors of the AFC champs.
Who is that?
The Cincinnati Reds. Baseball team.
So what are they going to call themselves?
Well, the point is, now when I say next-door neighbors, I mean because their stadium is literally right next door to the Bengals stadium. But no, so after...
Hold on. Look at this tweet from John Fugelsang on Twitter says, Washington Commanders proves that an NFL franchise can go from a racist slur to being named after Joe Biden's dog.
Technically, it still isn't, because I'm 99% sure Joe Biden's dog is named Major, not Commander.
Maybe he moved into the White House with 2 dogs.
Okay, so maybe one of them is, but either way...
Commander, Major, that sounds right.
Anyway, the Cincinnati Reds baseball team, during the Cold War, Reds was slang for the Russians, or the Soviet Union, who were also called the Commies, and red was very strongly associated with Russia and communism for several decades, and yet we had the Reds playing baseball, and no one made that joke.
But the Reds were named after the Native Americans, though. That's what they called them, Redskins.
The baseball Reds.
Yeah, I think that was the same thing.
No, I doubt...
It was the American Baseball League.
Maybe, but either way, my point is, nobody made any commie jokes with a team that had the same name as a synonym for the commies, so...
I think we should all call them the Durs.
Like Durka-Dur? Oh, not that kind of Durs.
Yes, exactly like that kind of Durs.
Have you seen their new uniforms and logos, though? They don't even have... Like, for example, the Patriots have that logo with the head with the red, white, and blue, or their throwback... The throwback logo that used... Remember the throwback uniforms for the Patriots? When they had that Minuteman hiking a football?
Let's look for it. Let's see what they plan on the Commanders to look like. Just Googling, or I'm on Microsoft Bing.
Okay, type in Washington Commanders uniforms so that you can filter out the military ones.
This is it. This right here is what we can look forward to.
I mean, the color pattern I get, but you literally just printed the name
over the number, and that's the only change.
And that stylized W is okay for a high school team.
What they need on the helmet is just say Durs.
But can you agree that, okay, the color pattern, the colors I think look good, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Let's move on to the next story.
Sorry for that one not being very interesting.
No, it was actually very interesting, but we're running out of time for this next break coming up. From Z100iHeart.com, a woman at 19 years of age, confused to learn her 13-year-old brother is actually her twin?
Yes.
This is very confusing to read.
Yeah, so apparently she was conceived through IVF or in vitro fertilization.
Oh.
And so was her brother, but then at the last minute her parents decided not to have twins, so they took out the embryo that became her brother, put it back in the fridge, and then 6 years later defrosted him, put him back inside, and then 9 months later she had a twin brother. I'm using those air quotes, see?
Now hear me out. Hear me out. Okay? You grow up. You find out you got an in vitro twin. But she's pretty hot and she's coming on to you. What do? Do you stick it or do you leave it?
Every week you seem determined to top yourself on the sickest, most twisted thing you can possibly say.
I'm just saying.
You're like the most proficient generator of nightmare fuel I've ever seen.
Well, it's because it's not really your sister, because she was never actually conceived, or either were you.
Okay, if you'll excuse me, I need to go find myself a nice, blunt instrument to hit myself over the head with repeatedly to get this imagery out of my head.
That's a pretty good story.
I'll settle for that wall over there. It looks like a nice, sturdy wall that should do the job.
All right, so let's jump into this to see a little more. When you casually get told over lunch by your divorced parents that your 13-year-old brother is actually your twin, but you're 19. So they are 6 years apart, and they're actually like, they're real twins, because like I was just saying, like, all jokes aside, they kind of were conceived at the same time. If they come from the same sample, is that what they're saying?
I believe so, yes.
Basically, we were both conceived just to have one baby and freeze the other embryo.
It is kind of fucked up for parents to talk about defrosting their child, regardless of context.
Hold on. We were both conceived in a dish, and then I was put back in my mom, and then my brother was put in the freezer for 5 years as an embryo. That is crazy, dude.
Yeah, so you could say he kind of got Han Solo'd.
Yeah. Like, luckily he met his sister, because what if they, like, met on a vacation?
Oh, God. Yeah.
And they became...
Okay, Jeremy, you've been on Pornhub too much, haven't you?
XNXX. Let's go into your next story from Cleveland News. We're on www.news5cleveland.com. It says, okay, I've been seeing this story everywhere. Let's, I know this is the video for sure right here. Let's just play you guys the video. This is all over the news. This will be a good thing for us to see our opinion on.
A couple of additional data points here for council to consider. One, the Hudson Fire Department.
Now, for anyone curious at what they're looking at, this was a council meeting in Hudson. It's a suburb just outside of Cleveland. It's one of the suburban Cleveland cities that surround Cleveland. This mayor out here,
and it's a very rich suburb.
Yeah, very rich. That's where people with money live. There's a lot of land out there, and a lot of people look forward to moving there. The mayor wants to stop ice fishing because he's worried next year people are going to put up shelters for ice fishing. Anybody that goes and hunts and fishes just knows how you do that.
Play the video, you'll just
and then
it'll be a little more dramatic that way.
Yeah, but this is going on in Cleveland today.
Does have the capability to do cold water, ice rescues. They've done the training in the past. Whether that certification is current, you'd have to ask Chief Farnes. I would say before you make any decisions, I would definitely get Chief Farnes to weigh in on this, because as Councilwoman Kowalski mentioned, it is the fire and EMS folks and perhaps the police department that all have to engage on a moment's notice should there be an incident. Additionally, if you open this up to ice fishing, While on the surface it sounds good, then what happens next year? Does someone come back and say, I want an ice shanty on Hudson Springs Park for X amount of time? And if you then allow ice fishing with shanties, then that leads to another problem. Prostitution. And now you got the police chief and the police department involved.
And that's a meme that has been going around. Have you seen the meme?
I have not, but look at that guy's face, the one that's on the mayor's left. He was like...
That's like a disappointment.
No,
look.
It's like, did you really just say that with a straight face?
Yeah, I'm disappointed that I'm sitting on this console and my mayor is a complete retard. That's what that looks
I found some more stuff about this guy that I think makes him look even worse.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, so late last fall, he threatened the Hudson School Board with termination and prosecution for what he called essentially distributing child pornography.
Okay, yeah, that was another big story all over the tabloids locally.
Yeah, for anyone confused, the child pornography in question was a writing prompt book used for college prep classes called 642 Things to Write About, and I'm not making that up, that really is its title.
And also at the time when this case came out, they said that they were redacting that from the actual class.
Yeah.
That wasn't a part that they covered. They said, like, we're going to have a select few that we use out of this book, and that one wasn't intended for this class in the first place.
And I think...
And he
this,
called it child pornography, and that's not child pornography.
Yeah, because for several reasons. Number one, I have not looked at this book, but I'm sure if it's a book for writing prompts, there are probably no pictures of any kind in it. And it was used for one high school senior college prep class. And, I mean, I know teenagers aren't the highest maturity level or good judgment, what have you, but if they're seniors that are preparing for college, then there is no reason.
And they're adults. That's just what it is. They're pretty much adults at that point.
Yeah, and in this context, and now
your kids when they're a senior in high school have, for anybody that's got older kids that are about to graduate, they know and have seen and have done more than you could ever imagine.
And we advise you
wildest shit.
We advise you not to try to imagine either. But yeah, and
do not ask them because if you have a very honest kid, you're going to hear something you don't want to hear.
That's why I appreciated my parents' approach to sex education. And you know what that approach was?
Come over here and do me, Anthony.
No, it was let his teachers handle all of it.
Oh man, that's how my family is like. He's gonna learn it. He's gonna go out and learn in the wilderness.
Yeah, and this, bear in mind, this is a country where kids as young as 14 have been tried as adults for murder. So, yeah, saying this prompt book was inappropriate for high school seniors, I'm like, parents, get a life.
And with that being said, this is No Outlet Live. You could email us at nooutletlive@yahoo.com. You can find us on Spotify, everywhere. Just Google it, one word, No Outlet Live, and we'll be right back right after this quick break.
Stay tuned. No Outlet Live. We'll be right back.
It's that time of year again. The snow is getting ready to fall, and you're going to need a plowman to get you through the winter. Call Gifted Hands Landscaping. They handle all your lawn and snow care needs. Services include gutter cleaning, snow removal, leaf pickup, weed pickup, and more. Call Tank at 216-925-8473 to receive a free quote. Don't wait until the last minute. This is Cleveland. The snow is coming whether you like it or not. Again, that number is 216-925-8473. Gifted Hands Landscaping.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you could start your own podcast? Join Anchor, Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.
Are you looking for a place to have custom t-shirts made for your business? Well, we have the place for you. Flathouse Press works with 100% eco-friendly material for all of you conscious folks. They can also put out orders in a fraction of the time large-scale competitors can. They are a fun, locally grown Cleveland original company. Go to flathousepress.com and check out the variety of party toys, headbands, and clothing in their catalog.
All of our loved ones always die in December. I miss the night times that I can't remember. Venom-filled veins and stone-cold sedation. Drugs are amazing and I fucking hate it. Kick the dirt off from your heels, darling. There's hell inside of these eyes. Let's lose ourselves around the cold rings of Saturn tonight. Fade away deep down into the depths. I wanna be swept out to sea. Life can seem like an ill-conceived illusion. There's no solution for some sicknesses. My soul turns to stone and I sink into the abyss. Chasing pipe dreams has its drawbacks. And without you, the world would be a much worse place. And without you, this world would be a much worse place. And without you, this world would be a much worse place. Without you, this world would be a much worse place. Without you.
The Education of Jazz, with your host, Hakeem H., bringing you the absolute best for your listening pleasure in America's only true art form of music. I'll be playing your favorites each day, everything from Duke, Coltrane, Julian Cannonball Adderley, to George Duke, Bob James, Kenny G, and so many more. We'll have guest artists to interview, locally and national artists, and even a live call-in from you, the audience. Tune in daily from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. to unwind your day for the Education of Jazz.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Welcome back to No Outlet Live.
Welcome back. We are here, and I have to ask you, how do you feel about the Super Bowl?
I'm excited to see an Ohio team there. I can see the merch vendors being like, "Get your Bengals Super Bowl merch! Bengals merch! It ain't the Browns in the Super Bowl, but this is the closest to it we'll ever see."
Who do you got for the win?
Instinctively, I'm thinking the Rams.
Why do you go with the Rams?
Because they've been to the Super Bowl before. They're more playoff experienced.
I'm sorry to say it, I am so happy that an Ohio team is going to the bowl, but I'm with the Rams, and I I'm going to have to show everybody on camera. So I've had this for a long time. I am a long time Matthew Stafford fan. Oh, Anthony, can you grab that over there? Go ahead and show off.
Despite the Browns scarf.
Yeah, take the brown scarf off and then turn it around. I've had a Matthew Stafford jersey for like a decade. And now he's going to the bowl. You know, and I love it. I really love it. Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping the...
Hold on, you got to get back on the mic.
All right, forgot.
So, I'm really looking forward to see Matthew Stafford after being in the game for so long. He's been playing for so long, and he's got his chance now, and he can retire knowing that he went to the bowl.
Yeah, and this is such a rise from where he had been before, because what people forget is, you remember how the Browns had a 0-16 season a few years ago?
Yeah.
Guess who came the closest to that before the Browns?
It was the Lions.
Yeah, and I believe they won the last game of their season to finish a 1-16 at 1-15 the year before.
Everybody unanimously knows that the Lions are the worst team in the league, and we're runner-up. Us in Cleveland, we're runner-up. We're the second worst team in the whole league.
Maybe not anymore, because the Browns did make the playoffs last year.
We improved. We've done better. We made it further. Like, the playoffs were still questionable for us throughout this season.
And they might be on the rise, because I predict a few rough years ahead for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Because of Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah, I mean...
I don't think he was keeping up. I think that's a good program they run over there.
So you don't think it was you don't think it was dependent on him?
No, I think that has diminished throughout the years, and that's why they're not working. They haven't been doing as well for a couple of years now.
Yeah, it was... I mean, this could be I'd like to think this could be the beginning of a new era in the AFC North, because for the last, Well,
hold on. All my Browns fans, don't get me wrong. Diehard Browns fan right here. I never switch sides. But we all got to admit here that they've been running a great program, and it's been dying out. And now we do have a better outlook when it comes to our team building up. But we're suffering big losses right now.
Because for the last 15 years, the AFC North was just a matter of whether Pittsburgh or Baltimore would be the division champ and whether or not the other one would get a wild card spot.
Did you see in...
Occasionally the Browns and Bengals would battle it out for third place.
Did you see in the news that Tupac is performing in the halftime show?
For real?
Tupac's going to be there.
I've been thinking that I want the perfect way to close out the halftime show.
They summoned the ghost of Tupac to show up to the LA halftime show.
Guess what song I'm thinking of that they should wrap up the halftime show with?
California knows how to party.
And I'm sure Tupac just rolled over his grave hearing that one. But
knows how to party.
But I was thinking they could give his verse to...
In the city of LA, in the city of gonna watch, we keep it rocking. Go ahead. What is your prediction? Would you have a prediction?
Well, yeah, I was thinking I wanted to see if they weren't going to do the hologram, that they could have Dre perform his verse and then hand off the rest to Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige.
Well, Snoop Dogg is the last person to do a big performance with the hologram of Tupac. But Dr. Dre has that California song. I was just singing with you.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
I mean, there's so many ways they could go with this. It's going to be a great performance. But when it comes to the score of the game, what do you got on the score?
I'm thinking at least in the 28-24 range, maybe higher.
28-24 Rams.
Probably. I mean, did you see the conference championships and the divisional round before that?
I did. I did not watch the divisional round before it.
There were like,
but I watched the last game.
It was basically like 6 games between the 2 rounds, and 5 of them were decided with a field goal at the last minute.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, it came down to a field goal on both them games.
And then, I felt so bad for the Buffalo Bills, especially with the franchise history they had. They lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls back in the 90s. Then they played in the same division as Tom Brady for quite a while. And then there were like 4 lead changes in the last 3 minutes against the Chiefs in the divisional round.
Did you see the article of Joe Burrow? He got an award and left it at the podium because he was like, I'm looking for the big trophy.
Was it the conference championship trophy?
I can't fully remember. Hold on, let me look and see.
But yeah,
because I know I just saw this video.
Oh, you didn't see the Chiefs finish in that divisional game. Well, it went into overtime, and that was possible because Patrick Mahomes threw a bomb with 13 seconds left on the clock and 1 timeout left and got them within field goal range to tie the game.
Hold on. I think I found it. So Joe Burrow got some award, and he left it because he said he only wants the Super Bowl trophy.
It's really hard to get here. Excited for this weekend. Really hard to get here.
What trophy was that?
This says... Oh, it doesn't even have a description. There's an NFL trophy right here for, I think, best rookie, or I forgot what it is. It's about being a young quarterback getting into the league. I can't remember what trophy
it's probably
this is.
Like Rookie of the Year.
I don't know if he's still considered a rookie. Because hasn't he been... He got drafted when Baker Mayfield did. It's just so funny that this dude, like, he's got this energy behind him. He's got the swag. He very possibly could take this game.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, you're looking up what trophy that is?
Yeah, it's the CPOTY, which is Comeback Player of the Year Award.
Man, you are just full-on spread eagle right to the camera.
Okay, did you really have to point that out?
That is just so funny to me.
I'm glad you find it amusing.
So you said it was what trophy?
The Comeback Player of the Year.
He really is. Because everybody counted out Cincinnati at the beginning of the year. Everyone did unanimously. They thought we were going to go into the playoffs again at the beginning of the season. Everybody had the Browns going to the playoffs.
Well, I had a theory about the Bengals, that they caught some sort of virus from visiting the Cleveland Browns stadium every year.
Oh, yeah? We won that last game. I was there.
I know. That would be like that'll like baffle... If the Bengals win the Super Bowl tomorrow night, that'll baffle NFL analysts for years on end. Yes, so the Super Bowl champs were stopped by the Cleveland Browns in the regular season finale. We have no idea how it happened. A lengthy investigation followed, but turned up nothing.
Yeah, that is weird. And did you see that stuff with Hugh Jackson?
No, what happened with him? He's the new coach of the Browns, right?
No, he was an older coach.
Oh, the one that won 3 games in 4 years?
I'm pretty positive he's the one that we went 16-0 with.
Yeah, oh yes, that one.
Yeah, so he was spreading a rumor saying that him and other coaches got paid off to lose this season to get first-round draft picks to build up the team.
Wouldn't surprise me if somebody did that.
But then the word started going around the NFL, and they're looking for other people to vouch. and then it got shut down, and they ended up doing another press release where he said he didn't say that. But that was like a thing that happened for him, and it's so weird.
Well, somebody is up to something here.
It is kind of weird that last year Tom Brady went to the Bucs. He went to the Super Bowl, got another ring. And this year and they played in Tampa. The Super Bowl was in Tampa
last year.
And they're doing the same thing this year.
The
LA Rams are playing in LA.
You know, I imagine after the divisional round where the Rams beat the Bucs, go to the NFC Championship, I wonder if Stafford got a congratulatory phone call from either of the Manning brothers. Welcome to the Brady Slayer Club.
Yeah, right.
Because Eli beat him in the Super Bowl twice, and I know Peyton beat him in at least one AFC Championship game.
With that being said, we got our vouchers in. Me and Anthony are on the same side of the fence. We are going for the Rams for the Super Bowl. Do you have any last things you want to put in before I end this?
Just want to clarify, I'm cheering for the Bengals because I have a soft spot for underdogs, and I'm an Ohioan. I just think it's more likely for the Rams to win.
Man, I'm 50-50 on it myself. This has been No Outlet Live. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find the audio podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google, Anchor, iHeartRadio's app, CastBox, more. The visual podcast you'll be able to find on YouTube and Facebook. Check out flathousepress.com. And if you're stuck on the side of the road and you need some help and you're in the Cleveland area, go to a Guardian at GuardianRoadside.com. And we'll see you guys next week. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy everything. Happy Super Bowl. Get your ass to work on Monday, though.
Peace out, A-Town.
Hey, A-Town down. I had to tell you this on another episode when you said that. You gotta say peace up, A-Town down.
Very well.
Say it and do it.
Peace up, A-Town down.
Now you gotta do the motion. Peace up, A-Town down.
You're making this less fun.
We'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you next time. This has been No Outlet Live.